I'm Joanne Musulin de la Riva from Leesburg, Virginia, and this is the story of my father, George Musulin. George Gov Musulin was born in New York City in 1914 to Serbian parents from Selo Musulin near Gomiria and Lika. He grew up in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and attended the University of Pittsburgh on a football scholarship. He played with the team during their national championship year of 1937. After graduating from college, he played professional American football in Pittsburgh, St. Louis, and Chicago. George was inducted into the Army in 1941 and soon joined the Office of Strategic Services, OSS, where his Serbo-Croatian language ability was needed to support Allied operations in the Balkans. The biggest challenge in George's training was parachuting. For OSS officers going into Yugoslavia, this was an essential skill. No one over 185 pounds was allowed to parachute. George was over 250 pounds. The instructors allowed him to train, and he completed parachute school, holding the record as the heaviest OSS officer to finish training. In May 1944, George was designated Commanding Officer of Operation Halyard, a mission to rescue American airmen who had been shot down over Serbia and were trapped behind enemy lines. These airmen of the U.S. 15th Air Force were flying missions to bomb the oil fields in Ploesti, Romania. These targets were extremely important for disrupting Hitler's war machine. The airmen were hidden and protected by the Royal Yugoslav Army in houses of local villagers who provided care for the airmen. On August 2, 1944, Lieutenant George Musulin, accompanied by his second-in-command, Michael Rajasic, and radio man Arthur Jibi Jibilian, was dropped into western Serbia near Pranjani. A few miles off target, Musulin landed on a chicken coop, twisting the Orthodox cross he wore around his neck. Rajasic landed in a tree and Jibilian into a mud bank. Together they walked into Pranjani, where they were greeted by villagers and many American airmen. Serbs gave George the name Đorđe Amerikanac. With the help of the Royal Yugoslav Army under the command of General Draja Mihailovich and local villagers, work immediately began to extend the airfield near Pranjani to enable C-47 rescue planes to land and take off with the evacuated airmen. The first rescue of the Halyard mission took place on August 9th. On August 27th, George flew out of Pranjani, having completed his mission. The Halyard mission became one of the most heroic military operations of World War II, with more than 500 Allied airmen rescued from behind enemy lines. The last flight took place on December 27, 1944, from an airfield near Doboj, Bosnia-Herzegovina. Musulin was awarded the Legion of Merit for his actions and deeds in the face of extreme danger. Musulin continued with the OSS on assignments in India, Burma, and China, and was discharged from the Army in 1946 when he began working for the Office of Naval Intelligence. He was recruited by the CIA in 1950, he served as a field operations officer and was part of a team that was responsible for recruiting and training Cuban exiles to fight against the regime of Fidel Castro. He retired from the CIA in 1974. George Musulin died in 1987 and was buried in Arlington National Cemetery, along with his wife Stefania Makiewicz, who predeceased him in 1985.